Hello guys, it's John here doing another Beyblade discussion. So we have some news. This has to do with a lot of September stuff, so yeah, pretty interested to see, I guess, all this stuff. There's a lot more than I expected for this month, so yeah, I was expecting to do the 2 random booster selects, but we actually have a few other things to talk about here. I will say, I don't know if I could show some of the images of the stuff that's not random booster select related, so if it's just kind of a blank Beyblade X logo, apologies for that. I don't know if I can show the other stuff, but I guess we'll see. So I guess we'll start off with the kind of main random booster select here. That is, of course, for WhaleWave, which looks like it might be our final Season 1 bay from what I could tell, so that's pretty crazy, but yeah. So our main combo here is WhaleWave 580 Elevate, so WhaleWave looks pretty interesting. I heard something about, like, okay, it has like good stamina, good defense, good for attack. It kind of does everything. We'll see how, true that is, but it looks cool. Kind of has a Leon Claw-like shape, except it's like 38 grams apparently, so it's actually, potentially good. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, pretty cool. Almost reminds me a bit of Neptune from Burst a little bit. I mean, I know it's 5-sided, not 6-sided, but just the general shape a little bit, and then the color as well. Yeah, it's just me. Anyway, the Ratchet 580, first time we're seeing a random booster select prize with a reused Ratchet. 580, I mean, it pairs well, why not? This works fine. And we have Elevate. This is a really weird bit. This bit, so first up, has like this giant disc thing on it, which, very, very odd. The bottom looks kind of like a flat with like a bit of a ball, so I guess kind of a larger, more expanded version of like Point or something. Also, apparently the gears on the extreme line are a bit angled, so it should actually interact with the extreme line a bit differently, which is cool. So, pretty intricate bit for what we're getting here. So, yeah, I'm surprised with this base. So, yeah, overall, this base is very interesting. Kind of shocking for a random booster select prize. I feel like they're usually a little bit more tame. Like Viper Tail had an idea to it, but wasn't like crazy. Sphinx Call, probably one of the most bland bays of Beyblade X so far. Shinobi Shadow had an idea behind it, but it was a UX bay, and I'd argue it's probably the most bland of any UX bay. This bay is really, really interesting, though, so yeah, I'm very excited to actually unbox this one next month. I'm very curious what it'll do, so, well, not what it'll do, but kind of how it looks, and just really want to check that one out, for sure. But anyway, the other pulls in this booster, we have WhaleWave 470 High Needle, I mean, you get a recolor of the blade, but a 470, it's technically a prize part, but yeah, 4-sided ratchets just aren't great. High Needle, I feel like I don't see this part too often, so I'm not like upset with it. And why not? Then we have WhaleWave 380 Gearball. Again, WhaleWave, of course, but at 380, we don't need day 1 ratchets anymore. We could stop. Like, anything else is preferable at this point. Anyway, Gearball, prize part, actually don't mind this one. This is a pretty solid choice, I would say, so. Yeah, anyway, overall for this random booster select, it looks pretty cool. Very excited about WhaleWave. The blade looks really nice, and of course, I mean, you're confirmed to get it, which is cool. Ratchet choices, pretty bad overall. 380, very dated part, and then 470, 4-side ratchets just kind of suck, but 580 is fine. Bit choices are pretty good. Again, High Needle I feel like is more uncommon. Gearball, prize part, pretty solid choice. And of course, Elevate, the new bit, very excited for that one. A pretty solid booster overall, I'd say. Now we move on to one of the most interesting things, and also just unexpected things. This is a BX-00 random booster select, which I was at first mad about, but I kind of get the idea. So we're getting Lightning L-Drago 160 flat. So this is weird. It's actually a 50-50 shot between 2 bays, rather than the usual 3. However, they're both the same. They both have 160 flat, but it's a mode change. So first up here we have upper mode. So this one is kind of the main one that they're focusing on, it seems. And then there's also barrage mode as well, which, yeah, I mean, alternate version. So yeah, both look really cool. I'm just kind of reading the blade, but yeah, I guess it's kind of cool that we get both versions here. But as far as parts go, flat is what I expected. It has like a little hole in the middle. I figured they were going to do this for whole flat instead of making a new part. It works, I guess. 160, this is a horrible, horrible choice. I don't know what they were thinking here. 60 makes sense, but like 360 or 960 would have made perfect sense. 260, I mean, tracks kind of had like the two-side thing going on back in MFB, so I think 260 would have worked here, but 160, this is genuinely awful. I don't know what they were doing here. But yeah, anyway, moving on, I guess, just to the overall booster. I think it's good. I mean, Lightning L-Drago is always nice to see. And again, flat makes sense. 160, why? But, yeah, I think this booster, I'm fine with this. The downside is the fact that it is still 50-50, so if you want one, you have to try and get both. That's also the thing. Of course, you have to, try and actually get both. If you're collecting these, you have to get both. So it is a little annoying, but at the same time, does it make sense to do this over like a 2-pack or like having 2 different L-Drago boosters? Probably. Also, they could have just made one because they did that in burst, so I mean that's another thing they could have just did that. But I guess if they want both blades, sure. This is probably the way to go, I guess. I mean, it would have made more sense if they could like have a mode change on the blade or like have the blade be in like multiple parts to make this easier to deal with. However, we haven't got divided blades or mode changing blades yet in Beyblade X, and I don't think they're going to introduce that in a remake, so what we get makes perfect sense. Yeah, overall, I think this is pretty good. Definitely the best handling of a random product in Beyblade X so far. Yeah, overall, pretty good actually. I like this one quite a bit. Again, aside from 160, what was that? But aside from that, pretty cool. Looking forward to getting this, and again, I will actually get both for this one. I do want both, so yeah. Now I'm going to the stuff that I don't know if I could show or not. But yeah, first up here is actually a new Koro mail order bay. This is PhoenixWing 980 disc ball. So this is a new, it's kind of like Persona Hell Scythe, basically. Same deal as that. So, yeah, mail order. It's blue and green, which is really, it's really cool looking. Again, metallic blue, kind of like this really bright neon green, almost like yellowish. Great looking bay for sure. I like the weird colors on it, but yeah, aside from it looking cool, just gonna say right now, I recommend ordering this from Japan once it's out. Persona Hell Scythe is about $20 from Japan. Assume this will probably be around the same. Would recommend pairing with other stuff for an import to make it cheaper. Well, not cheaper, but not having shipping be as much of a cost. If anything like Persona Hell Scythe, the US resellers will probably be selling this for like $80 or something ridiculous, and don't buy into them. Avoid them at all costs. Go for a Japanese site where you can get it for like a fair price. Anyway, yeah, it looks really cool overall though. I'm a big fan of this bay. Cool extra bay to have. Anyway, moving on to a pretty shocking reveal. This is the fact that they're doing a limited edition first volume of the Beyblade X manga. Apparently all the pages are going to be fully colored, which is really cool. But the most important thing is that it comes with a special bay. A recolor of DranBuster 160 Accel, which on paper, whatever, but it's going to be the red one. The Koro lottery one. Kind of insane, honestly. I would have not expected this. It does make me wonder, are we going to see a shift in lottery bays? Are they going to be more accessible? Maybe lottery bays are just recolors that we get, earlier, and then eventually later on there's like another method. And while this is a harder bay to get, I think it's about 4,000 yen, or at least very close to it, so close to $30. It's also a bit more out of the way, but I wonder if they're going to make ways to get these later on, all the lottery bays like later on that are at least accessible enough for people who want them. That'd be great. Hoping that's the direction they go, and that this isn't just a one-off case. But for now, amazing. For anyone who bought this thing for hundreds, or if not thousands of dollars, L, I guess. But yeah, great that we're getting the red DranBuster. It looks really cool. It's a great recolor. So yeah, if you want this one, it will be relatively accessible. So great to see. And the last thing, this is something I definitely can't show, but we do have the confirmation of a Samurai Bay. It looks like a purple and green Samurai Bay. This is likely the October starter, so we'll get all the information on this next month, along with whatever that new like stadium set is, which will probably just be recolors, but anyway. Yeah, it looks really cool. Owner looks really cool. This is a new UX Bay. So it looks like Samurai Steel wasn't just kind of a one-off Hasbro Bay. It looks like we will be getting a proper samurai motif. So really cool. Very excited to see more of that next month. I wonder what its parts are going to be. Now this does kind of disprove my theory that I made a few days ago, unfortunately. But well, it's not impossible to recover with the November stuff. So my theory might still be like partially correct, I guess. We'll see. By October we'll find out. I could be horribly wrong. In that case, I'll have to change the title. But anyway, yeah, of that video, I'll have to say that I was wrong in that title, but yeah. Anyway, I think that's all the main stuff for today. So yeah, preview of October and potentially our first bay of Beyblade X Season 2. Very cool. A cool, mail order bay. That was unexpected. Also, Red DranBuster coming out with a limited edition version of the manga is great news and potentially really good for the future of lottery bays. And then, of course, we have our main stuff we expected, like WhaleWave and Lightning L-Drago. So, overall, pretty good month for news. Again, I do have some problems here and there, but I think the main one for me is that 160 on Lightning L-Drago. I don't... That was horrible. What is that? Anyway. Yeah, I think that's all for today, though, so... definitely a solid round of news. So yeah. That said, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.